problems. I'll assume that you know the basics of percents. If you don't, I would invite you to watch the necessary videos. All right, so there are 3 types of percent word problems that I want to discuss. The first type is where you're looking for a certain percent of a number. So an example is, what is 25% of 640? Okay? Now, the other type is where you know the number, but you don't know what percent that number is. So an example would be 15 is what percent of 50? Okay? And then the last kind is where you have a number, you know what percent that number is, but you don't know the original number that it's the percent of. An example is 10% of what number is 12? Now, my suggested plan of attack for all of these types is going to be the same. I'm going to suggest that we rewrite the original percent word problem in a more compact form, and then it should be clear what to do and how to solve it from there. Okay? Now, there are some symbols that you can replace certain words with that will help you to make a more compact version. Okay? And I'll explain why these symbols work. So, whenever you see the word what, I would like you to replace it with a question mark. Now, why? Why do we want to replace it with a question mark? Well, whenever you see the word what, isn't the question basically asking for some number? Okay, so there's some number that we don't know what it is. So a symbol for a number that we don't know would be a question mark. Okay? Now, when you see the word is, I want you to replace it with an equal symbol. So think about the sentence 1 plus 1 is 2. Isn't that the same thing as 1 plus 1 equals 2? Okay? So that's why that symbol will work. And then when you see the word of, I want you to replace it with a multiplication symbol, like a dot. Okay? Now, why does that work? Because when you see the word of, there's an implied multiplication. All right? Think about the question 1/2 of 10. How do you find 1/2 of 10? Don't you multiply 10 by 1/2? All right? So that should convince you that of suggests multiplication. All right, so let me show you how I can write a compact form for each of these types of word problems, and hopefully after I do that it'll be clear what to do next. So the first word problem, what is 25% of 640? So mystery number is equal to 25% multiplied by 640. All right, or 25% is equal to 1/4, so you can also think of it as 1/4 times 640. 1/4 times 640. Well, we know how to do 1/4 times 640. Okay, so you can work that out. You can also divide 640 by 4. That'll give you the same answer. Either way, you will get 160 for your answer. All right, do you see how writing it in the compact form was easier to work with and it helped us to see what was going on and what to do? All right, let's do the next type. 15 is what percent of 50? So 15 equals mystery multiplied by 50. So we know how to convert percents to fractions. That we do that by knowing that a percent is equal to a fraction with a denominator of 100. So the mystery percent is equal to the mystery number divided by 100, and we're going to multiply that fraction by 50. Now let me ask you a question. If I divide a number by 100 and then I multiply by 50, isn't that the same as multiplying the number by 50 and then dividing by 100? Okay, so I can switch the order around and it won't change the answer. But 50 over 100, that's equal to 1/2. So apparently this is the same as mystery number times 1/2, or mystery number divided by 2. That's the same also. So half of what number is equal to 15? Okay, I think you would agree that 30, half of 30 is equal to 15. So the answer to the second question is 30%. All right? Now, notice for all of these problems, I'm using the same 3 symbols. I'll put a box around our symbol list. Okay, and then let's do the last type. So 10% of what number is 12? So 10% multiplied by our mystery number equals 12. So 10%, that's equal to 1/10. So 1/10 multiplied by the mystery number is equal to 12, or if you like, the mystery number divided by 10 is equal to 12. So what number is a tenth of what number is equal to 12? So that would be 120. Okay, please make a note of the 3 symbols that I used, because now I would like you to try some similar exercises. Would you please try this one? What number is 8% of 120? So pause the video and do that now, please. Okay, so I'll go ahead and work it out as well. So mystery number equals 8% multiplied by 120. 8% is 8 over 100. We'll multiply that by 120. And now we can simplify the right side. Let's see, 8 over 100 is the same as 4 over 50 multiplied by 120, and that's the same as, I can divide the 50 by 10, and I can divide the 120 by 10, so 4/5 times 12. You can work it out your own way. This is one way that will give you the correct answer. So now let me multiply 4 and 12. That gives 48. So 48 over 5, I can get a decimal if you like for that one. So 48 over 5 is equal to, let's see, 9 3/5, so 9.6. Okay, so the answer to what number is 8% of 120 is 9.6. All right. Now let's try another one. Okay. 10 is what percent of 80. So pause the video and try to solve that one now, please. All right, I'll do it as well. So 10 equals mystery percent multiplied by 80. And mystery percent, that's the same as taking the mystery number and dividing by 100 and multiplying that by 80. All right, but dividing by 100 and multiplying by 80, that's the same as multiplying by 80 over 100. Or after I reduce the fraction, it's the same as multiplying by 8/10 or 4/5. Okay, so mystery number times 4/5 is equal to 10. Okay, so why don't we do this now? I know that 10 is equal to the right side. 10 is also, if I multiply the right side by 5 over 4, then I'll get some new value that's equal to what I get when I multiply the left side, the 10, by 5 over 4. Okay? So why did I do that? Because when I multiply a fraction by its reciprocal, then you go ahead and do that, you'll get 1. Okay, so that goes away. So now what do I have on the right side? I just have the mystery number, and the mystery number is equal to 5/4 of 10, or 50 divided by 4. Okay, or 25 divided by 2, or 12.5. So to answer the question, 10 is what percent of 80? It's 12.5%. Okay? And let's now do an example of the third type. So 11 1/9% of what number is 20? Pause the video and try that one if you like. Okay, so I'll go ahead and do it as well. So 11 1/9% multiplied by mystery number equals 20. So let me convert that percent to a fraction. So 11 1/9 divided by 100 multiplied by mystery number is equal to 20. And so I'm going to have to do a lot of cleaning up because that fraction's pretty complicated. So let's multiply the top. Let's see. Let me multiply the top and bottom by 9. So the top, if I multiply the top by 9, I'll get 99 plus 1, or 100. If I multiply the bottom by 9, I'll get 900. Okay, so we're getting better. So apparently we're multiplying the mystery number by 100 divided by 900, which is the same as 1/9, which is the same as dividing by 9. So what number can I divide by 9 and get 20? Well, the number that I can divide by 9 and get 20 is whatever 20 times 9 is, which is 180. So the answer to the question of 11 1/9% of what number is 20 is 180. Okay, now let me talk about a variation of these types of problems that I need to bring to your attention. All right, so Here, let me show you an example. Okay, a salesperson is making $4,000 per month. What would be his or her new salary if he or she got a 5% raise? Now, we already know how to find 5% of 4,000, right? So you could go ahead and do that. However, the new salary is not 5% of 4,000. That's what I want to bring to your attention. 5% is just the increase, okay? So when you see a problem like this, you have to add the increase to the original amount. So you see how it's the same, but there's a twist to it? So before we answer this question, let's answer a related question. What is 5% of 4,000? Now that's exactly like the examples that we've been doing, right? So what is 5% of 4,000? So mystery number equals 5% multiplied by 4,000. Mystery number is equal to 5 over 100 times 4,000. And that's equal to, there's different ways to solve it. Why don't I do this? Why don't I divide 4,000 by 100? And that'll give me 40. So then I have 5 times 40, which is 200. All right, so that's not the new salary. That's how much extra. So if we were making 4,000 and now we're making 200 extra dollars, then the answer to the original question is 4,200. Okay? Now I would like you to try one of these word problems with the twist that I was talking about. So a certain town has a population of 10,200 people. What would the new population be if it decreased by 8.5%? All right, so pause the video if you like and try to calculate the answer to that question. Okay, I'll go ahead and do it as well. So yes, we're going to want to find 8.5% of 10,200, but that's not going to be the new population. That's going to be how much the population decreased. Okay, so we're going to have to solve this intermediate problem. What is 8.5% of 10,200? Okay, but that's the answer to that question is not going to be the answer to the original problem. So let's do that. So mystery number equals 8.5% multiplied by 10,200. Okay, and so 8.5 divided by 100 times 10,200. Okay, now you can work that out on your calculator. That's or a pencil and paper, whatever you want to do. It's straightforward, and you will get the following if you do that. You will get 867. Okay? You can confirm that that's indeed what you get. So again, that's not the answer to the original question. That's how much we have to subtract from 10,200. So now let's go ahead and do the subtraction. So we'll have to do some carries. Okay, so 10 minus 7 is 3, 9 minus 6 is 3. We have to do some more carries. Alright, so 11 minus 8 is 3, and then 9 minus 0 is 9. So the answer to the original question is 9,000